Good morning. I'm here. I got me with my sun tea. Made a new pot today. It's the last of it, so I only got a little bit. It's nice to have fresh sun tea all the time in the summer. I always have it in the summer. It's really, really good. So I'm feeling a little more comfortable. This is Friday 6 of doing lives, and I'm not as afraid as the technology as much, and I'm excited because doing the live has really helped motivate me to do my jewelry. And evidently, I just really like to have people around me to do stuff like that. So it helps me in groups, and I would actually do live party jewelry making. I think every gal should learn how to use the tools. She can either know somebody who can repair her jewelry or learn how to repair her own jewelry. And so I'm going to show you what's on my bench, but I got to get share this to my other page because I only have 57 followers right now, which that's a lot, but 57, Facebook requires you to have 100. So I have to have 100 in order to share from my own faceted bead page. So for now, I just have to share it there. And it looks like my internet is having a little bit of issue. So we'll just give it a second. Right now, one of my jewelry necklaces broke, and I had to find a new chain for it. So I found this chain in my jewelry box. Didn't have a home. It's not using anything. And I wanted to wear it, but it's a little short with the other necklace I have. So I wanted to lay like right here. So I'm either going to find a new chain, probably find a new chain because I don't want to add that many jump rings to it. Or I could add a bunch of more jump rings so that it lays where I want it to. It's just one of the little silver nuggets that I have. This jewelry that I got is from the 80s. They're sterling silver charms, but this one's more of a focal. And it's just a hunk of silver. I've thought to color it with a little bit of color, make it blue, but so far I've just left it silver. I think it's really pretty. So the other things that are on my desk is Christmas is coming, so I have thought of some Christmas ideas. And this is a piece of cord. I had a long one. My friend loves fiber, and she's one of my good friends in Maryland. And I hope if you're watching this, Penny, just shut your ears because I don't want you to hear what I'm doing here. And this fiber that she got was handmade. How cool is that? And I was like, I could never think of what to do with it. It was pretty special to her that she gave it to me. So it's not funny. My computer is not working. Let me restart it. So I found these cool clasps. They're magnetic. You can pull them apart. Wow, that's really tough. You pull them apart, they snap right back together. And I'm going to glue, I've already taken some fray check on the ends, and I'm going to glue these in here. Now it's a little bit shorter than that, but that looks okay. It doesn't have to be as wide as the clasp. And then I'm going to embroider some beads on it. I got me some green, some pretty green, and some cream color. And I'll probably put a few flowers on those lines and make those lines stems. So that's what I'm going to do with that for Christmas. So you'll be seeing that in a little bit. I'm kind of interested in that. I see Zane is on there saying hi. And I see Julie's on there. Hi, Julie. Nice to see you. Julie's my neighbor. But I do have a project I'm going to show you. I've been doing a series of earrings, and I can show you in the end. I'll show you, we'll do our project, and I'll show you in the end all of the earrings that I've made. They're available for purchase finished, or you can buy a kit. And all my videos show you how to do the kits that I got. So they're mostly summery. I know people are talking fall and stuff, but I'm stuck in summer. I am not out of summer. I'm not going to be out of summer. Probably not out of summer when even summer's not here. But I like summer. The other thing that's been on my desk is you can make your own ear wires. Now, you would only be interested in that if you made your own jewelry, but I don't make that many gold ones. So I was like, well, instead of buying them, and the ones you buy, they're nice. And most of the time, they don't really hurt my ears. Every once in a while, I get a pair of earrings that, oh, that metal's not great. But most of the time, my ears are, but when I use this artistic wire, it's artistic wire. This is great on my ears. So I'm pretty confident in this, unless, you're a sterling silver person whose ears really need sterling silver. And I can make those if anybody needs those. I actually should put a few of those on my Etsy site because, there's nothing more miserable than looking beautiful and then feeling miserable afterwards because your ears hurt. So let's see if I can get my internet to work this time. Actually, it's my browser just won't open. Of course, everything else, my Zoom, my Google. I don't want my Google, my calendar. I just want Safari to open. Come on, Safari. There we go. So let me go over here and push this over. This is where I watch for the chat, so I see when people are talking to me. So, I've been watching, for anyone like Julie who's new, I've been watching a mentor of mine for, I don't know, maybe over 10 years, that I'm not really sure how long that's been. But she's been doing jewelry DIY for over 10 years and watch for the chat. So I see people that turned me off. Her style's different than mine, but I really, really, learn a lot from technique and such and watching her. And I still watch her to today. And, things have evolved and changed for her over the years. But I buy quite a few components from her and other places. So let's see if I'm on there. Hey, Tina. I see Tina's there. She says, I couldn't get on from Facebook. Wonder how you got on then. On your phone? So, let's see. It shows me on there. I've said this many times, but I really see why. It says one share, so I'm probably over there. And if it's not, I can always share it later. The bad thing is that some people might follow me on my Facebook, on my faceted bead page only and not as friends. And if I'm not over there, then they can't really see me, can they? Oh, yeah, there it is. Good. So we are set. I'm sorry you got to watch me navigate the technology, but soon I will be able to be on my page. Tina says, from your site. Then I went to Facebook and then you were on. Yeah, that's the only place I am, Tina. I am on YouTube afterwards. I download it and push it over to YouTube because Facebook now has a new policy and they only hold the videos for 30 days. So, I don't want to lose them. If you buy kits, you want to be able to go and find the instructions. And you might find them 2 months from now and then Facebook has said goodbye. And that's not good. So let's get you set up. I'm going to show you what we're going to make today. We are going to make the cutest little fish earrings. Look at these cute little fish. They're very summery. Cute little fish. I wasn't crazy about fish, and then all of a sudden you saw fish everywhere, and I saw them colorful ones, and I was like, yeah, I can do that. I'm going to switch you around to my desk, which is, you can just hit that screen twice and it pops you over. Isn't that cool? Now, give me a second while I navigate you even and zoom in there a little bit. And there we go. Okay. So here's the little fish. Okay. We're going to use leather today. I got this pretty blue leather. I got brown or blue leather, so kids can order brown or blue, whichever they prefer. We have the fish. We have 4 little beads that go to each one. We have these 2 each get. And then these, here's the ones that I buy. And then here's the ones that I've made. I always like the made ones a little bit better. But these, when I buy them, I always recommend people to squeeze that together. It's probably the way they're made. If you don't, they come off a lot easier and they're longer and they hit things and then they pop off. And because I wear long earrings, my earrings pop off and then you lose one. That's a catastrophe, especially if they're your favorite ones. But see, mine are a little bit smaller. And you know, you can always put a little end on the end and back of them. So let me find this because I look like I need 2 more beads. And I got those right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Now, if you have never made anything, this one may be a little challenging. And so don't let it intimidate you. I mean, you can do it. It's just that you have to, you know, kind of maneuver it a little bit, you know, like then it's not as cut and dry, I guess, as like the other styles that we've done. But you can do it. I mean, you can do it. So we're going to take and we're going to put a little jump ring on the fish. And how about we use the little teeny, I like this color. This color goes well. Let's use this little copper looking jump ring. So we are going to open our jump ring. We use 2 tools, curved necked, straight, pliers, twist, pop on our jump ring. Make sure I'm on the camera. Close it up. Sometimes it snaps together. I always make sure it's nice and tight so we don't lose it. I'm going to put it on that. This is 1.5 pretty blue leather. I'm going to hang that there. Then I'm going to add these beads. Sometimes because the leather is all spread out and frayed, if I cut like at an angle, it's sharp, I can get my beads on a little bit easier. I don't have to fight it. See? I'll put that bead. And then, let's see how I did it. And then this bead, little glass bead, and the little silver bead. Do that on both sides. So I could have put that on and then added the center, but that's okay. I'm going to cut that edge. Metal bead, glass bead, metal bead. Hey, Tina, if you want to try to come on and talk while I'm doing this, that will be nice. I don't know if it'll let you try it on that end, but you can give it a go. If you're up to it. So that's the earring so far. Now I have a choice here. If I want a really big wide earring, a longer earring, I can do that. Or I can do it shorter. Now I tend to do it shorter. Now I take this jump ring. This jump ring doesn't have a cut in it, so it's very nice for this. And I'm going to drop that in there, and I'm going to fold these leather tails over until I get it where I want it. And I kind of like it. I gave extra on the cut in case you wanted long ones, but I kind of like it short. And that's what you do with jewelry. You make it the way you like it. It's choice. There's no right or wrong, really. It's what you prefer. My mentor did that with me, and I created up the storm. So how we're going to finish that off is we're going to pin. This is where it's just a little tricky. So I got it pinched off really good right there. See that? And we're going to wrap that in met with wire. Now you can use artistic wire, or you can use steel wire. And I use steel wire a lot. Steel wire is cheap. I like the color of it. You can buy it at the hardware store. And here it's dark annealed steel wire. It's probably for projects. It is 22 gauge, which is small. So the higher the number, the smaller, the lower the number, the thicker. So like 18 is a lot thicker than 22. And then 24 is thinner, 26 is thinner. So this is a good thickness. The thing with this wire, I'll say though, is you do have to make sure you don't use your dainty little clippers, because it's steel and it will mar your clippers. My clippers are about had it right now. And so I don't mind using them on them because I really need a new pair. I buy the cheap clippers so that I can keep those nice and sharp and use them. Now, what I do recommend with the steel is to take a steel wool pad or a cloth or something, and I run it through it because they put an oil on it to keep it from rusting. So you would never want to use this on something you know is going to get wet. Your earrings aren't going to get wet. So I've not had any, I haven't had any that have gotten wet or rusted, because, usually you don't wear your earrings anywhere. So I wipe it off. Okay, go away, fly. And I am going to make a hook in the end. I'm going to take my flat nose pliers. And pretty close to the end, I'm just going to make a little square hook. See that? And then I'm going to get this back in my hand pretty good, just like where I like it. And this is about where I like it. And I could cut some of this off if it's kind of in my way, but you do want to have a little bit, because you want to be able to snip that together really nice and tight right there. And you want them laying nice and flat. They're flat on top. They're nice and flat on the bottom. I'm going to pull it just a little tighter because I want it to be shorter. Okay, fly, go. Okay. I'm at the hard part, and a fly is decided to visit me. So now I'm going to take this little hook I got, and I'm just going to slide it right over top. Now, usually when I wrap from the top down. This one, I'm wrapping from the bottom up. Don't know why, just do it. I don't think it really matters, but I think because I want it to end a certain place, that's probably why. So you move this wire over just a little bit, and I'm going to start wrapping it up. And I got 2 wraps now. I usually do 3 wraps. And I'm going to have the 3rd wrap. And then I'm going to push my tail to the back. And that's my wrap. I can take my pliers and hold it with my hand and make sure they're nice and snug on both sides. And then I can snip the tails off. When I snip the tails off, remember, you got to use your thick pliers or your thick cutters, because you don't want to, I cut it kind of at an angle. See, it's at an angle. You can see it shining. And I'm going to do both of them. This one here, I'm going to do it more towards the back so that it doesn't pop out to the front, so that both those tails are in the back. And then I'm going to squish them together and then just gently tuck them in. See, they tuck in really nicely. Steel wire is a little thicker, but because this is so small, it's, you know, you could literally squish it too hard and, you know, if you wanted to flatten it you could actually flatten it if you want to. I like it to look a little three-dimensional, so I just leave it at that. And I like how that turned out. Now, because it's nice and tucked and ready, I can take my snippers and get as close as I can here and cut these off. Now see, you can tell that those clippers are needing to be replaced because look at how ragged that is. So I'm going to finish this off a little better. I'm probably going to have to get my scissors out to cut this off. And they can't get in there. So let me see if I can do it here. I like it to be nice and there we go. Hopefully I didn't cut it too short. And there we go. There is our finished earring. What do you think? And all I got to do is add my ear wire to it. So I'm going to add one of my new homemade ear wires that I made. And then in the end, I'll put them on so you can see what they look like. But let's make the second one because, you know, when you're learning something, it's good to be repetitive and do it again. It goes a lot faster and easier. Or maybe you learn a better way. I snug that on there so it stays. I want it to be really nice and straight. And there's my earring. What do you think? I think it's cute as anything. It doesn't match what I have on today. If it did, I would like to wear it, but it doesn't really match what I have on today. Okay, let me get my mess up here. Work on my second one. Here's my fish. We're going to put a little jump ring on here. We only need one of these. I'll take that one off. Add it to my fish. Make sure that's nice and flush. Sometimes I go like this too. I don't want my stuff to fall off. We're going to add our fish to our leather. We're going to snip the ends so that they're nice and cut well so we can, at an angle so we can get our beads on. We're going to add a metal bead, a little metal bead to both sides. We're going to add a glass bead to both sides. Well, that little glass bead's got something in the center of it. That happens. And got that side on. And we got half of it there. Let me see. Now this bead has got a bead stuck in the middle of it. Let's see. I worked at these. They were, sometimes you can take a straight pin or head pin and pop it out, which I did. And then that's where I create my bead suit that I steal from all the time in case I need something. Bead soup is not something you want to take the time to organize, so you just throw it in a bucket. So there we got that one. Yeah, we do want them to look alike, don't we? So far so good. Then we're going to take this one, not these go over here. And we're going to, now this is going to be where we're going to have to try to line it up exactly where we want them so that they match. So I'm going to go, let's see. Excuse me. So I think I'm going to bend it over and then lay it down and see if that's, I'm going to not pull it too tight because I don't want it to, and that looks pretty good. What do you think? If I were to tug that together and lay them next to each other. They look about the same. So that's where if you cut your leather shorter, if you want to make sure if it's tricky. So both front flat and the back is flat. I just needed to get my steel wool or steel wool and steel wire. Cut me a chunk off. These will all be in the kit, so you won't have to. And I'm always generous on the generous side because, it's just better to have more than less and then wish you had cut more. So I cleaned it off a little bit. You could do this with a rag. I just today did it with steel wool. And it just takes the oil off. Then I'm going to bend this one just in a big hook. I'm going to wrap that hook around those wires, and I'm going to wrap up. That's my first wrap. So now I'm going to do 2, wrap 2, wrap 3. And I'm doing it pretty snug because I want that leather to be caught. Snug but loose, if that makes any sense, because it does look 3-dimensional in the end. And I end with my tails on the back. So, yep, this one's a little tighter, but I like it. Now I'm going to cut these off with, I like to cut them off around the center. So I'm going to do it at an angle, because when you do it at an angle, you're cutting the wire at the back on like a slant versus straight. And that is what I do that so that, it makes my tuck a little more where it's not going to catch anything, and it will stick better, hide better. So now I'm going to tuck that in good. On both sides. And then I'm going to show you a little more of just things that are on my mind jewelry-wise. My little puppy's down here with me. Oh, he's over there on the sofa sleeping. You're not in your little bed, buddy. Was you sleeping? Was you dreaming? Was you dreaming? Now here it comes. I have his little bed down here, and usually he gets in his little bed. And he wasn't in his bed. I was like, where is he? Hi, buddy. Thanks for coming to say hi. So he's puppy, so I haven't had really good sleep since he's been a puppy and potty training and all that. But last night I let him sleep with me all night just so I could get some sleep. It was wonderful. I feel great today. A little groggy, but great compared to getting up in the middle of the night. So that's on there good. I'm happy with it. I rub my finger on it. There's, it's not going to catch on anything. And then I'm going to pull these up. I cut them on the flat side so that they're nice and flush, close to that metal. And I cut those off, and nice cut, nice flush cut. No threads hardly. And we got both of our earrings. I'm going to put the other ear wire on, and we are set. Now I'll show them to you. They are cute as a button. Cute as a button. I might go up and change my shirt just so I can wear them today. I'm going to get my hair trimmed. So let me turn you around. Hey, Maureen. I see Maureen's on there. Maureen Baranov. Is that how you say it, Maureen? Nice to see you. I love when my buddies come on. My buddies are getting ready to go on a trip to go make jewelry. Hang out and do jewelry. That's all they're going to do in California. Wish I was going with them. Hang out, making jewelry. That's the life. More or less, she says. I said it right. I like to hear her say it out loud so I get it right. So here's the earrings. These are some earrings I made a while back. I love these. These are, you know, you get some of your favorites. These are some of my favorites. They got this like flowery bead on the bottom. I put 3 pearls in the middle, a crystal at the top. Pretty long, but I love them. So here is, bring them on video. Let's see if that happens. Here, oh, these aren't that, yeah, they're almost as long as the other ones. These are the ones we did today. Fish with leather. There was no head pins used, only steel wire here to wrap the leather and a few beads, which they have to be a bigger whole bead when you use the leather. You could also make these with and fill them up and use, you know, soft flex. Soft flex is that, it's kind of like fishing wire, but it's the jewelry fishing wire that, you know, it's made really strong with lots of threads of steel so that it doesn't break. And you can crimp it on the end. That's another way to do it if you don't have big enough beads to use to put on your leather. But I had this leather and I was dying to use it, so it worked out. So that's my thing for today. My other show and tell I wanted to show was, I've never really showed the earrings that I've made so far. I haven't really shown them on. So what I thought I would do is take a few that I've made so far, a couple of them, because I will tell you they're all long, you know, that's just how it goes with me. And let me just pick my favorite ones. So I love these. This is another one I did with a feather. And that's what it looks like on. I like those blue. Do you think I like blue? Everything I do has got a little blue in it. The ones I did show my puppy ones I did last week. I did show those on my ears. And I love these. These are my little puppy ones. Puppy earrings. Puppy! And then I'll show you my sunshine. I don't like to spend a lot of time showing them. I do know that when the gal that I watch shows them and tells me the colors, that really helps me know if they're really something I'm interested in. So that's helpful to me to help you. These are my little summer sunbursts. Summer sunbursts. Hey, Tina, did you try to come on so we can say hi to you? Let me invite you and see if you come on. I think that's to watch. I don't think I hit the wrong button, I think. I want to see if she can come on. I'll show you more. These are cool too. We did these. Now these are just, I don't know. Oh, Maureen wants to join. Hey, Maureen, you come on. Let's see how I do it. Approve. It says unable to add guests. Why is that? But anyway, here are, these, like, I don't know what these do, but they're not something I would make or really like. I remember when I saw the plastics, I was going to give those in the Goodwill because I didn't really care for it. And look how cool is that? That makes me want to buy a top to match that. That I don't, I think I do have a top to match that. The older I get and the more jewelry I make, it dictates what colors shirts I buy. Isn't that funny? She tries to get on there and then it says no answer from you, even though I try to get you on there. Isn't that funny? It says bring them on video. It says your audience is set to public so anyone can watch this live broadcast. It says approve. I hit approve and then it says send request. Facebook is fickle. Okay, the other thing that's on my desk, besides all this jewelry stuff, is I've been dying to make this one piece. It says it's adding you, bringing them on video, but it doesn't bring you on video for some reason. Here's a piece that I just have. Yeah, I might just do this and see if I want to add a charm there. Let's see. Um, this was a little piece that of stones that I found that I really liked. And so I sat and put it on wire, put loops on the end, added this cool clasp. And since there was metal on this side, I added a cool knot with a little metal on this side, and they're just ribbed jump rings. So Tina, you have to keep your phone rotated. It's not that you rotate it, it's that you turn it and you watch it that way. So you have to rotate. It's telling you that because I have decided to record sideways. I don't record up and down because it gives me a wider range for you to be able to see what I'm doing. So you literally have to turn your phone, and as it's rotated, turn your phone and let it be rotated where you're looking at it sideways. And your phone will automatically do that. And then I'll accept the request. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you can have it one way and then not, and then the other. So then I added a clasp on the other end, and then this is, you have to keep it to the landscape. You can't move it. You can't move it. You have to keep it there. If when I'm taking it off the tripod, if I take it off a little bit, it's like, hey, you turned it. I'm like, okay, I'll turn it back. So it must not be flexible. So this is how it turned out. I really like this. And I'll put it on because the only the thing I don't like about it, like now when I'm talking to you, you can't see as easily, but it's more important for me that you see when I make the jewelry and that you have the wide lens. So let me put this on and show this to you. This one isn't for sale. This is just a Wendy design hangout, but I do like the design. So eventually they're going to get tired. They're going to get tired of trying Facebook. Can you make it a little easier for us, please? I left the little tail on there to see if I want to add a bead. I don't know if I want to add a bead to it or not. Yeah, see that it just kind of sticks up in the air. I'll probably get rid of that. But let me get rid of this one so you can just see it. I just think it's cute. It's very simple but dainty, and anybody who sees it can steal my idea and do it if they like. But isn't that cute? It would be cute with just a pendant like that with the knots on both sides. I added the twisted jump rings, and this is on metal. I like how that turned out. Dina says, I'm not techie, but I can read, laugh out loud. Yeah, I don't know how to do it. I think it's a fun idea. Says your viewers, allow viewers to request to join. And I got it selected and turn it off, turn it back on and see what that says. Search. Isn't that the weirdest thing? Technology is really great. It works. It's kind of like water and electricity. So right now I sent a request to Maureen and it says adding. So I'd love to see your face. Tina goes, I like your clasp there. I do too. I think the clasp made it, don't you? I think that clasp made that necklace. A big one would look nice too. A big lobster clasp, I think too. Um, and that's why I put the round jump rings on the other side to match the round. But I think these stones are really cool. So I could make it adjustable if I added more jump rings to it. I just wanted it to be really short and close, which now that I got it on, I probably would add one more jump ring. Thanks, Tina. I like the proportion too. It's simple, but I had to think about it, complicated to um, make that. I had to do a few YouTube videos to make that knot. And because I'm not that good at it, I wouldn't sell this piece unless I went back and made sure those knots were glued or done, because I've not really done a lot of those knots like that. But I think they're pretty. Aren't they pretty, those knots? They turn out pretty cool. She says maybe adjust with a slip knot. If you were on here live, you could tell us what that means for you. Yeah, right, right. Oh, so while I'm up in my jewelry box, of course, I find things and I'm like, so I found this bracelet. I think somebody gave this to me. It's a pretty nice chunky bracelet. Never wear it. It's got some cool charms on it. It's even got a watch. I don't even know if the watch works. Looks like it needs a battery. It looks like a working watch. And I was like, I think I could add some charms to that and or beads and deck that thing up and really and like it a lot better so that I would want to wear it. Because right now it's not really something I wear. So that was like a thought for a project. The other thing is I have these earrings. I wait till I show you these poor earrings. I love these earrings. I've worn these earrings and I don't know what happened. And they're not silver, but they've turned colors and they're not wearable anymore. So I think I'm going to figure a way. I'm either going to paint them with the silver paint or I am going to remake these earrings because I wore them all the time. They go with everything. They're fancy, but they're plain enough to go with everything. So, but something made them turn color, and it's not because they're silver. I think I took a steel wool to them, and I think the copper just came out. Let me see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they are silver. Oh my gosh, it's cleaning up a little bit. Oh, I have to work on those. I don't know. Maybe it's hairspray that made them get like that. It's hard to say, but I want to remake those earrings. And the thing that's different on them is these like flat, see those flat right there? Those flat hooks that they got right there. That's the only challenge. I like those a lot. They're like ovals and they're thick. But I'm going to give it a steel wool try and see if it does come clean. I mean, that would be easier than making a pair. And maybe they are silver. It's cleaning it off. Maybe they are silver. Maybe I've resurrected my earrings that I love. I have to check that out. Anyway, Tina, did you see what I was making for my friend for Christmas? Because if not, I'll tell you on the phone. But I'm going to tell you again in case you weren't here because um, my friend is into fiber and someone made these by hand. Have you seen, did you see this, Tina? I don't want to repeat myself, but if you haven't seen it, I wanted to tell you because this is a project I'm kind of excited about. And I found these clasps to put them on. They're a little bit bigger, and I fray checked the ends. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put little flower beads on these. I'm going to make embroider beads on them and then give it to her as a Christmas present. She gave it to me. I could probably make 3 or 4 more of them if I had the clasps. Now the clasps are a little bit bigger, but I fray checked the end and I'll probably have to do it again, but I'm gonna embroider the beads on edges and then put a few flowers in the middle and then put these on here for her Christmas present to surprise her. So Penny, if you're listening, do not listen. Close your ears. Anyway, that's kind of what's, I think I showed these last week, but these were in my jewelry box. I wanted to show that a lady gave me all of her jewelry that she didn't use that was broken or whatever, and I made a whole bunch of earrings, and then she just took what she wanted and left the rest, and this was something that she didn't take, and so I painted them. I put holes in them. I kind of connected them with a jump ring. I took a bottom of another, it's, I think it's a glass or crystal, um just black and clear bead, added it to the bottom and added the blue to the parts, and then I get compliments on these all the time. I kind of wear those like used to wear these. They're a lot of fun. Well, I'll show you my puppy before I go. And I got all kinds of pretties that I love to brag on. But next week, I'm going to show you next week how I take this bracelet. I had to buy two, and I tear them apart, and I make butterfly earrings. They're very fun. Hey, buddy, come here. Come here. Come here, buddy. What do you got? Look what he's got. Now, this is when I wish that I could go vertical. Let me change it around. Come here, buddy. He took off. I gotta go get him. Come back here. Get over here. Come on and say bye. Come on and say bye to everybody. What you got in your mouth? What you got in your mouth? You want to show everybody what you got? Oh, you dropped it. He had a ball of yarn in his. He had a ball of yarn in his mouth. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. Say you want to make some jewelry. Say bye to everybody. Have a nice day. Say it's Friday. Have a nice weekend. Say I let my mom sleep last night. Yeah, I let her sleep. I let her sleep. 'Cause she let me sleep in the bed, so I was a good boy and I was quiet. Thanks, everybody. You have a good day. Bye.